Welcome to the Scratch Golfer's Mindset Podcast, the show committed to helping you dismantle the destructive mindset programs keeping you stuck in the proverbial bunker of poor performance so you can get out of your own way and play to your potential. My name is Paul Salter. I'm a high-performance hypnotherapist and mindset coach with 16 years of experience helping thousands of individuals like you get unstuck. This podcast features a collection of solo episodes, conversations with scratch and plus handicap golfers, and master classes with top experts in the performance psychology space. The one goal? To help you make playing to your potential a habit. What is up, fellow golfer? Welcome back to another episode of the Scratch Golfer's Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Paul Salter, the golf hypnotherapist. It's almost April. I've got to imagine that if you live in a cold weather location, it is finally beginning to warm up. Golf, not every once in a while, golf every week, multiple times per week, I believe is finally, I so hope is finally a reality for you. Which begs the question, did you do what you needed to do to improve during the off season? Did you do the appropriate mental and emotional work to free yourself of the destructive mindset programs and sabotaging behaviors that held you back from playing to your potential last year? Time will tell. But enjoy the warm weather. I'm excited for you. I look forward to hearing how much better you play during this golf season. And speaking of playing well, if you've seen what appears to be a dancing, confident type of swag, if you will, permeating across social media, then you probably are familiar with today's guest. I'm thrilled to introduce you to Leo Herrera III, who, from my perspective, is not only a phenomenal golfer, but the swag, the confidence, the level of connectedness he has as an individual, a professional, and a golfer is indescribable. Like, you literally right now should go check out his social media, go see the connected dance that I'm referring to now and that we'll discuss further on the podcast today, because this individual exudes confidence. He exudes an unwavering degree of self-belief in himself, his potential, and what he is capable of. And he's kind enough to join me for a conversation today to break it all down, to help you start turning up the dial of confidence, belief, and trust in yourself to stay connected and play to your potential. Without further ado, please help me in welcoming Leo to the show. Leo, my man, thank you so much for joining me on an episode of the Scratch Golfer's Mindset Podcast. How are you doing today?
It's my pleasure, Paul. Thanks for having me. I'm doing great. We're breathing. We're alive. I can't complain.
Yeah, and I'm going to dive right in. Dude, you've got a swag about you. This swagger, this confidence. I mean, I have thoroughly enjoyed your now the brand new YouTube on the horizon, but the Instagram and seeing you on the golf course, the way you conduct yourself with this, I would call it quiet confidence, this poise, this swag. Expand upon that a little bit. Have you always had that level of confidence? What's that journey like been in creating and cultivating it?
Yeah, I mean, I got into competitive sports at a very young age, golf being my main sport. When I was 7 years old, I was competing golf, and I've always in school been a competitive guy. Like in physical education, would always try to win, and I did karate growing up, so I ended up being a black belt in that at a young age, at 13, 14. So I've always had that competitive edge to me. My dad was an athlete, so to be competitive at a high level, you got to be confident in yourself, and that's something that I was always taught by my father, and something I've always embodied, and I really want to help others embody that as well. So yeah, I love being confident. That's what it takes.
Yeah. And if you think back to specific words of wisdom, specific takeaways, or maybe how your dad, without verbalizing it, demonstrated the importance of and how to create confidence, what stands out to you about learning from him?
Yeah, you just got to have that like presence, and like knowing that when you step up. And I actually learned this combination of my dad and also karate, like having that presence to you, where your presence is just felt without you needing to say or say anything. And that's what it really was for me. Just making sure like that eye, just having it. Just even in competitive sports, like just eyeing people out, like, okay, like I'm the man here, and whether I am or not, like who cares? If I believe it or if I don't believe it, I'm right. So I'd rather choose to believe it and have that energy to me. And playing golf, I always remember my friends playing like matches, Ryder Cups, like for fun, and having a putt at the end. I always wanted it because I'm like, this is my moment. This is what I live for. And I really craved those high pressure moments. So yeah, it's always been kind of natural due to how I was grew up.
I love that. And like presence is such a powerful word. When I think of presence, I immediately bring in the word energy. I think body language. Like, how would you define presence? And for those listening, what is a low-hanging fruit action step that they can begin to put into place to start cultivating a more desirable, confident presence on the course?
Yeah, you definitely nailed it right there. Body language. That's the big one. Being able to walk with your chest out, a smile on your face, not letting anything bother you is the key. And also like, going out there and understanding that like, you got to have that self-belief in yourself. Like, I would say a great practice for people would be to look at themselves in the mirror and actually tell themselves that they love themselves. Like, tell themselves like I am the best, like I am great, I am confident, all these affirmations, but like seeing yourself in the eye, and like that's what's really helped me develop that presence. Is like I'm present to who I really am, not the stories in my mind I tell myself when doubt or fear comes in the way. Like I am, what I say I am, but I practice it through a lot of just looking at myself in the mirror, and it really helps me be present to who I am.
I hear authenticity. You're authentic to yourself. You're true to yourself. Am I on the right path?
Yeah, definitely. You got to be real with yourself. I mean, people that try to fake the funk, you can smell it right off the bat. So you got to be real, and you just got to have that inner fire in you as well. Like once you develop that presence, like, yeah, there's the presence of just being still, meditating, calming yourself. But then there's that presence where, as a fighter, as I was, in karate, like having that presence on inside the court, inside the field or whatever you call it, where you're eyeing your competitor down, and you're like, they smell that fear. They're like, wow, like I see this guy's got, a presence to him that I feel. It's that energy.
It's interesting you say that. So I have not nearly as vast as an experience or background you, but I have a few years of Krav Maga under my belt. I've done one sanctioned kickboxing match. And what's coming to mind for me is I would not describe myself at my baseline as a fighter, if you will. Like stepping into the ring for me was a massive fucking out of comfort zone experience. What was so unique though is the moment that bell rang, I found myself throwing a head high round kick. That switch had flipped. I'm primal. I'm fighting for my life. And what I hear from you is this presence. And I'm curious, you're like, do you find that you're able to flip a switch when you step on the course or when you step into certain arenas? Is that a skill you've cultivated, or do you find you're always walking around with this strong, burning inner fire of a presence?
No, 100% it clicks when it's supposed to happen. Like, yeah, I'm not walking around all the time like with this fierce, attitude. But when I need it, I know I can rely on it, and it does flip a switch whenever there's a high pressure situation and I care about something and I want to attain it and I want to accomplish it. Like, you just got to get into this like headspace where you're just like, I will do anything for this. So like, I will not let anything slip away. And it's helped me a lot in competitive golf to win tournaments and, play well.
Yeah, I believe it. And as I'm listening, like, again, even using myself as an example, like, I've had to really work to learn how to flip that switch. It did not come easy to me. It did not come naturally to me. For somebody listening right now who's a little bit more resonating with my upbringing of like, not necessarily low confidence, but had to really work hard to kind of step in and create that big presence. How do you recommend, or what's the path forward to start learning how to build that skill of flipping that switch to step into this strong, confident presence?
Yeah, breathing, honestly, like you got to breathe into it. Like, in order to really move the energy, I use a lot of breathing to get into that. And there are different types of breathing techniques that you can use, but just being mindful of your breath gets you present to the moment, which creates that presence for you. And, you start to really feel the energy, feel the moment. And honestly, like, if the moment is high pressure enough, you will feel the energy. It's just a matter of staying in it. So breathing, cultivating that energy, not letting it overwhelm you, but like really building it to then use it to attack, to win is the key.
I like that, because that moment is going to come whether you want it to or not. It's going to come when it comes. You don't get to control when you start to feel the pressure, the nerves. It's just going to hit. And for those of you listening, like, this applies outside of the golf course too. And it's important to recognize the collective experience of, whether you want to call it nerves, pregame jitters, performance anxiety. It's the same potent cocktail you feel when you're excited. And if we can reframe that as excitement, as an opportunity. I mean, one of my mentors, he always says that the moment you feel butterflies before the big putt, the last hole of a tournament, like, that's the feeling of being alive that you've worked so fucking hard for. And that reframe to excitement, to opportunity, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, could prove to be a catalyst to help you flip that switch into that confident mode, correct?
100%. Yeah, you got to get into that. I mean, because it's a privilege to feel that pressure. Like, I'm constantly looking for pressure. Like, I want to be in scenarios where that comes again, and I'm like, wow, like, yes, like it's here, and I'm ready.
I'm curious, when you had the opportunity, I don't know if this was last year or late 2023, but when you golfed with John Daly, what was the experience like for that? Were there nerves? Was there pressure?
Yeah, there definitely was. But like, for me, I feel like over the course of like what I've done in my career so far, like, I thrive under pressure, and sometimes it's not the best, because when there's not that much pressure, I don't perform as well. So it's like, when it's just, it's like, I just don't, I go, I need that. Like, I played great with John Daly. I played great with Donald Trump. Like, I played great at the USGA 4-ball, my first USGA event. Like, I just love those high pressure situations. It's like, I know I'm ready for it. And that's what I really feel like the journey is about, like, preparing for those highest pressure situations so that when they do happen, you capitalize, because they come in, short bursts. Like, they don't come all the time.
Is there a moment that comes to mind where you were in one of these pressure-filled moments, whether it was perceived pressure or actual pressure that you had created upon yourself, and you did not perform to your potential? And if so, what did you learn about yourself from that moment?
Yeah, tons of times. I played junior golf a lot. So, I mean, a lot of the tournaments, I cared about every tournament. So I felt pressure in all those tournaments. Obviously, I didn't perform amazing at all the tournaments. So there were a lot of times where I felt the pressure and my game just wasn't there. And it all came down to, like, are you prepared or are you not prepared? Like, did you put in the work or did you not put in the work? So when I felt like I was fully prepared, I didn't allow anything to slip. And that was the biggest thing. It's like, I feel like when pressure hits, like, we just like make dumb mistakes out of emotion. And when you're really prepared, you're like, I'm not going to let anything slip because I've worked too hard for this moment. And like, we're not just going to mess it up when it happens.
Yeah, I totally agree. I often find and use the verbiage like pressure has the potential to hijack conscious control. You default back to this level of automaticity, subconscious programming, and depending on your level of preparation, depending on your depth of work on yourself and your own personal development journey, that's going to determine how far you fall. You know, there's that old cliche or expression, you fall to the level of your training. And in this case, you fall to your level of preparation, but also you fall to the level of what you believe you are deserving, worthy of, and capable of. So if you're not, just like you're practicing your technical skills of golf, if you're not practicing owning, feeling, experiencing that confidence, rising to the occasion through breath work, through visualization, journaling, working with a coach, you can't expect to just turn that on at first go. That too takes repetition and preparation. Hey, really quick, imagine this. In a single calendar year, you drop your handicap by 6 strokes. You win multiple tournaments and shoot your best round ever. Oh, and you also win Player of the Year in your golf league. That's exactly what my client Luke did in 2024. In a matter of months, he dropped his handicap from an 8.1 to a 1.6. His secret, the only thing he changed about his game, he invested in mindset coaching and high performance hypnotherapy. And through our work together, he was able to conquer fear, release doubt and anxiety, calm his nerves, drastically turn up the volume of confidence, and finally start playing in attack mode. If you're listening to this show, I already know you've got the passion, you've got the work ethic and the commitment to play to your potential. Now it's time to master the mental game to get you there. Use the link in the show notes below to book a mindset coaching discovery call with me today, and let's make playing to your potential a habit.
And hypnotherapy. I mean, I was doing a lot of hypnotherapy throughout like my competitive days on building confidence, like just getting into like my more confident self and like visualizing like what would me look like as like the most confident version of myself and like becoming that right now before it even happened. That was huge. And one thing I want to add is like when that pressure does come, it's an opportunity to create. And like a lot of us, you know, I would say sometimes shy away from that or scared to like do anything in that and like freeze. I see it as an opportunity to create and an opportunity to become. So that's where I feel like my mindset has, you know, helped me over the years. It's like, wow, like I feel this, my heart rate pumping. That means energy is flowing. So now all my thoughts are going to be exponentially more impactful. I can manifest at a way easier rate from this. But a lot of us, we're scared. We have thoughts of doubt, and that's what we manifest when we're under pressure. Feel it. It's not the best feeling. It does feel uncomfortable, but that's when you got to hammer the positive thoughts and, you know, the positive, you know, vibrations.
Yeah, and you're spot on. Like it needs to be felt because otherwise it gets stuck. It produces more tension, more tightness. So yeah, it does feel uncomfortable, but the fact that you're allowing yourself to feel it keeps it flowing, keeps it moving and expressing itself, you know, back into the universe, the ether, if you will.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Talk to us about connection, staying connected. What does it mean to be connected?
What it means to be connected. Well, it starts with an abundant mind, like realizing that, you know, we're all connected to the same source energy. So, you know, life originates from the same source, from the same origin, whatever God you believe in. It doesn't matter. What matters is that, you know, life comes from an abundant source. And when we're connected to that abundance, to that infinite intelligence that flows through us and allows us to be the best version of ourselves. So what does it mean to stay connected? Well, it means to be the best version of yourself every day, because, you know, that's what that infinite intelligence is all about. It's when we allow it to channel through us, it's beautiful. It's what life is all about. And I really want to be a beacon of inspiration for other people, empower individuals to unlock their full potential by staying connected. You don't got to do much. Just connect and stay connected. But a lot of us, we tend to overcomplicate life. We tend to overcomplicate golf. And that's what really gets in our way. And if we could just stay connected and like realize what we're capable of doing, it's like, wow, like I'm amazing already. Like I don't need much, like, and believe that, then that's the name of the game.
So what's a tangible action step somebody listening can begin to take to not only cultivate this state, this being of connectedness, but more importantly, maintain consistent connection to it?
Yeah, daily meditation. I've been meditating for the last basically almost 4 years now, every single day, whether it's in the morning, at night, also like taking in the sun, sunrise, sunset, huge. But it's just developing like a relationship with your inner world. Inner empires realize outer empires. That's what I live by. So it's like really understanding that, you know, we have an entire universe within us that we, you know, can tap into, and it's intelligent, but we don't, because we're so caught up in the materialistic world and the 3D reality that, you know, it's like, oh, if the outside world's not telling me I'm great, then I'm not great. Who am I? I'm nobody. Well, no, in my inner world, I'm the best golfer in the universe. And that's what I believe. And, you know, whether I choose to believe it or I don't, I'm right. That's the whole thing. It's you. It's you versus you, really.
Do you have a preferred meditation method, meditation app that you like?
Yeah. First, I really recommend understanding how to ground your energy. So realizing that there's energy that comes from the core of the earth that flows up the earth into your feet and into your body. And that energy is very healing. But if we're not aware, it's like, you know, a sink, like the tube of the sink. If there's a sock in there, the water's not going to flow. So, you know, sometimes we create those socks, you know, out of our own limiting beliefs and don't allow the energy to flow. So just being aware that there's energy flowing from the earth, being aware that there's energy flowing from the cosmos through your head, through your body, it's like constantly flowing. So we have an energy field called an aura that is always, you know, around us. And whether we see it or we don't, like it's there. And the more aware we can become of energy flowing through our body, the best. And then after that, I'm a huge believer of heart math. Actually, like feeling your heart, feeling like compassion, gratitude, to activate positive emotions. That's what leads your subconscious in a good way. And then lastly, visualization, just visualizing your days, visualizing your life, visualizing like who you're becoming, are the three things that I kind of go by.
Talk us through that. I'm curious, and maybe this is a bit of a selfish question, but hey, my podcast, my questions. So, your daily collection of routines that check the boxes of meditation, grounding, sunlight, visualization. When and how do those elements fit into a typical day, if you will?
Yeah, I actually created a course on this. My morning routine. So my morning routine is initiation, respiration, activation, meditation. So first initiation process is literally just going and being grateful as soon as you wake up, and just pumping your heart with gratitude, appreciating life itself, and then drinking water and getting some sort of cold exposure to activate your vagus nerve system. That's a good initiation. So I could wake up at 3 a.m. and do that and be wide awake at 3:05 because I initiated good. And then after that, respiration, box breathing, rhythmic breathing, fire breathing, alternate nasal breathing are all different variations of breath works that I do. I do 3 rounds of 5 minutes each. I change it up just to like make it interesting each time. And then activation is yoga, mobility, core workouts, little body weight workouts, just to get, the goal is to get the heart rate pumping and maybe pop a little bit of a sweat, because as soon as I finish that, I go into my meditation with my heart rate a little bit up, which gives me more of a probability to manifest what I visualize. And that's what I kind of made the connection, was like, and that's what I was talking about earlier with when you feel those high pressure situations and the heart rate is pumping, that's the best time to manifest what you desire. After a workout, like visualize who you're becoming, like feel it. Like that's when it really, you have a chance to like 10xing it. So that's what I do. And then I go into my meditation, which I just talked to you about. I also use this thing called Mendy. It reads your brain waves, and I've been doing that on a daily basis, just kind of like 10 minutes of like looking into an app with a ball that goes up if you're focused and it goes down if you're losing focus. So it's like measuring your brain and how it works and training your brain to be effective. So trying to find every edge I can to perform at my highest.
You have to. I mean, that's cool. I've heard of that app. I have not explored it. I didn't quite know what it was for. So that's neat. I'm going to make a note to go explore that further. But I love that. I mean, the simplicity there, the structure there, it leaves no room for excuses. There's a framework. There's tons of research to back the many benefits and positive outcomes that come from commitment and execution on that. That's awesome. Super cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I've made it fun to it's not the same thing every time. There's, different variations that I do with each one, which makes it engaging. And, I love waking up every morning. I look forward to my morning routine and starting the day strong without my phone and not looking at anything and just being in tune with myself, man, connected to life.
So how does this path, this journey of developing a deeper relationship with ourselves, connecting to source, finding more safety and strength and becoming our authentic selves, how does this collective endeavor empower us to begin performing better on the golf course?
Well, because it connects us to what we're actually capable of doing. Like we're all, never going to reach our full potential. There's always more that we're capable of doing. We're limitless. But if we're not connected to that and in that pursuit of excellence, we're never going to really see what we're capable of. Like I look forward to meeting my future self 5 years from now, who's, achieved so many different things because he's done the habits that I've implemented now. It's like, I look forward to meeting him. Like that's awesome. Like it's, and that's what I kind of get fueled by every day. I'm empowered because I know that I'm limitless. There is no cap to my potential. And it's honestly, it's a beautiful journey for me. I really love it.
You bring up an interesting point too. Like the version of yourself you'll meet in 5 years as a result of the habits you're implementing today. And maybe the return on investment's not that delayed. In some areas it possibly could be. But I think it's an interesting point that's worth rehashing out here is that like the things you do today, the things you do this week consistently, you're likely not going to experience the payoff, the progress, the results. As soon as you finish that workout, you don't instantly add 50 pounds to your bench press. You don't see your abs all of a sudden. I think it's just a good reminder for everybody listening, especially, Leo and I are recording this just at the turn of the new year. Like you're gung-ho on these new initiatives, these new commitments. You're trying to upgrade certain behaviors to become habitual. Patience, falling in love with the process is key to sustainability. There is a lag effect, a delay, if you will, until you really begin to experience it, which is all the more exciting and motivating to stick with it because in time, the benefits, the value you derive, it compounds. It becomes bigger, greater, exponentially, which is a wonderful place to be.
Yeah. And one quote I've lived by my over the last 4 or 5 years when I really started my personal development journey, we overestimate what we can do in a year, but we underestimate what we can do in 3 years. And, it's like crazy how like, okay, we have these huge goals to try to accomplish in a year. But like, a lot of it's like, it does take time. You got to be patient. But at the same time, like 3 years is not that much time. And if you just lock in and you're like, all right, I'm in this for the next 3 years, this is what I'm going to do. This is who I'm set to become. And, it might not happen for the first 2 years and a half, but that last 6 months, it all turns around because you stayed persistent and it happens.
Yeah. It's like I'm going to butcher the stats of this, but like the bamboo tree, you water that sucker for years and then suddenly it'll sprout up like 60 to 90 feet in a couple of weeks. And it's a very similar and in alignment with that just, simple example you shared. If this 3-year journey, maybe you don't really see the growth materialize until the last 6 months or so. And I think that bamboo analogy that I might have slightly butchered, but you get the point, is a beautiful reflection of just what's possible if you persist, you commit, you remain patient. And there is so much value reward on the other side of that.
100%. That's what life is all about. You just got to get into the process and, allow the universe to flow through you in its own way. Yeah. I say choices are born out of our intelligence, but consequences are given to us by the divine. So it's like you make your choices based on what you believe is the smartest choice. But at the end of the day, the consequence, it's out of your control. And that works for in life and on the golf course. Especially on the golf course. You can make good decisions, but get terrible bounces. Make bad decisions, get great bounces.
Yeah. I experienced it. That's a very hot topic, hot button, if you will, in the poker world, because you can make, in the eyes of someone who's very technically sound in poker, a very idiotic decision and make hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, or you can be the most technically sound player in the world and lose all of your money. So it's fascinating that, yes, we see so many similarities on the golf course as well.
Yeah, no, it is. That's what it is.
Yeah. And in each of these moments, poker, the golf course, and life, I'm a big believer, I know you are, that our word choice is indescribably important. In fact, you go as far to say that positive self-talk is a weapon. Elaborate on that for us.
It is. I mean, what you believe about yourself is what you are. And the words that you use are a commandment to the universe as to what you want. So if you're telling yourself things that, wow, I suck at this. Wow, I hate this. Wow, you're complaining or, bemoaning, like that's what you're going to get. Yeah. Why not just flip the script? Why not just start talking like you believe in yourself, even if you might not at this time? Like just start speaking it into existence. You'll see 3 days in, you'll already feel the effects, maybe even a couple days in, and just get into that habit of believing in yourself by speaking words of who you choose to become, who you choose to act as, those are, it's really the most powerful thing we can use is our words to create the reality that we desire.
Yeah, I often like to come back to, it's referred to, like the construction of letters to form words is referred to as spelling for a reason. There is an inherent magic in them. They are so powerful we can choose to use them positively or negatively. Either way, they're going to have a very magical, powerful impact.
Yeah. I'll tell you a couple of stories if you don't mind. Yeah. So I was playing the USGA 4-ball. This was the first ever USGA event I've ever participated in. Okay. I was overwhelmed just being there. I was like, wow, this is amazing. They treat you great. It was a great event, playing really well with my partner, Kiko Coelho. And we end up, doing great. We're in the final match and, we're in the final hole. We're tied. And this match was kind of like didn't go anywhere for the first few holes, and over the last 2 holes before that, the guy we were playing against made 2 straight 20-footers to tie the match to go into 18. Hits driver front of the green, like short. He's got about a 30-yard chip, it's a long green, and I'm 90 yards away. The other 2 guys are out. So I hit my 90-yard wedge shot to about 20 feet right of the hole. Not the best wedge shot, but I'm walking up that green, knowing this guy's got a chip for eagle, might hit it close. And I'm telling myself, I made that putt. I made that putt. I made that putt. Like it already happened. Like I literally was repeating this, like every step, all 90 yards. I said that at least like 90 times. And I was convinced that when I got there, I made that putt, and guy chips it, hits the center of the flagstick, 360 lips out, 6 inches away. That's the first reaction. You're like, wow. Yeah. I saw it as an opportunity. For some reason, in that moment, it clicked. I'm like, that's my chance. And I walk up to that 20-footer, super nervous. I mean, shaking. and drained it in the bottom of the cup, extended the match, won on the 19th hole. And it was one of those moments I'm like, I just created my reality through the power of positive self-talk. That's how powerful self-talk is. And now, like, through my content, you know, if you guys, I mean, if you've been following, like, I've been sharing, like, I'm saying I'm the best golfer in the universe. That's how I'm starting each. And I'm not saying it from a cocky, not humble standpoint. I'm saying it from, I believe in myself, and so should you. And I didn't say world. I didn't say like Doral. I didn't say, you know, Florida. I said universe, to help people think abundantly and realize this is just a world within multiple worlds in a solar system, within a galaxy, within a universe. Like, think big and realize you are big and believe in yourself. And I wasn't shy to say that because I understand the power of positive self-talk.
Awesome story. Really, really cool. I felt like I was there. I was like visualizing where his ball was, where yours was. Really, really cool.
It was great.
All right, so I've got to know, where and when and how was the connected pre-shot routine dance born? I know people are primarily listening to this, so you've got to go check out Leo's Instagram. Like, just watch how he approaches the ball. Tell us more about that.
It really just came out of nowhere. I don't even know how it started, to be honest with you. I got that question not too long ago. I was like, you know, I know Happy Gilmore has this like step up and do it. Like, let me just try my own version of doing it. And like, I realized, wait, this is, you know, it works. And then I started applying a couple like different things. I'm like, wait, this can actually work. So this year, I'm since December of last year, 2024, I have been implementing it into every round of golf I'm playing. So now this is like the new way I'm playing golf. And so I start with a flip. So I'll bang the club, flip the club, catch it, and then flip it again and bang it on the floor. So the reason I do that is because I believe in club symbiosis. Club symbiosis is developing an energetic connection with the golf club where you're one with the club. And that kind of like movement where I do it, I kind of flip it and I catch it, bang it, like it's an energy thing. I just feel the energy of the club, and I got to become one with the club in order to just step up and hit it. And I walk up to it, I'll put my front foot down, all my weight there, and then I put my back foot down, I forward press just to make sure to like, you know, stay compact, and then I turn and hit it. And all of that, I'm visualizing the ball, the golf shot in my mind as I'm executing the shot. It's all like, how connected are you to the shot? How connected are you to your body? How connected are you to the moment? You can't allow any little thing to slip away because trust me, you're going to see the result and it's not going to be great. So I don't know where it came from, but maybe it just it just came from the universe, man. I don't know. It just kind of happened, and now I'm embracing it, and it's connected golf.
No, I think it's such a wonderful example, just as you alluded to. Like, it's connected golf, but it's confident, it's authentic, it's rhythmic, it's connected to the universe yourself. You're one with the club. I love learning a little bit more about why you do each element. I think that's really fascinating. Is the plan to bring it into tournament play this year as well?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not looking back now. I'm honestly, I don't even know how I played golf the other way now. Like, I'm like, wait, it doesn't make sense anymore. Like, and it's like interesting looking back now. It's like, whoa, you know, once you kind of just start doing something and you build a habit, it's like, now it's a part of me. Now I'm not doing, if I don't do the connected dance, it feels weird. And I just feel like hopefully it starts a movement to help people understand that you don't have to think that much over the golf ball. You can just be effortless, fluid. And if you understand the simple fundamentals that helps you hit solid golf shots, you can just go up to it and hit it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a reflection in a kind of a micro experience or microcosm of the flow state, because there's elements of rhythm, there's elements of vibration. You literally can't be anywhere but the present moment to execute those elements flawlessly. There's elements of play, there's elements of fun. There's so many micro flow triggers within there. Flow being the optimal state we all desire, where nothing else matters or even is on our radar, and we can swing effortlessly with ease, with creativity and fun. And that's such a cool representation of that.
It really is. I couldn't tell you where it came from, but It just kind of flows through me, and now I really love it, and I've embraced it. I was honestly very shy to do it at first. I'm like, why am I like, this is kind of like, I was like playing with some buddies and trying it, and I was a little like, this is weird. I don't know if I should do it. Now I'm like, I'm doing it. Like, I don't care what anybody thinks. And like, that's what it is. Like, that's what, I mean, honestly, if I can leave somebody with this, it's, get out of your comfort zone. It sucks in the beginning, build the habit, and it's the best thing you'll ever do. And that's what life is all about. I'm constantly looking to expand my comfort zone and build better habits to help empower more people.
Yeah. So I know in 2025, you're all in on growing the YouTube channel. You're continuing to grow your business through events, through coaching. What's the one big goal specific to golf this year that you're tackling?
Yeah, as far as my golf game goes, so my golf game, I want to be able to feel like I play at like the level I was at with normal golf with connected golf, because it's still like I'm still getting used to it. It's not as easy because it is just one like step up and hit it. But honestly, like I stopped setting like materialistic goals of like, hey, like let me try to get a scoring average, or let me try to like do this and that. I really just want to feel like whenever I walk up to the first tee, like that I am the best golfer in the universe, and I can embody that without doubt, without fear, and really play rounds of golf in a flow state completely. So I guess that's not really a materialistic goal, like winning a tournament. I don't even know if I'll play tournaments. Like I might play tournaments. I'm not really, doesn't encourage me. Like it doesn't like move the needle for me. But I just want to help empower people to be limitless through what I'm doing with my golf and my coaching and stuff. So that's really the goal, honestly.
Yeah, well, you're doing a fantastic job. I mean, I have nothing but fantastic words to share about your social media, having the opportunity to get to know you over these last couple of months. Keep on doing what you're doing. I'm excited to witness your growth and just the increasing number of people you positively influence in the years to come. With that said, where can our listeners go, first and foremost, to go see all of your fantastic content, the connected dance that we've been talking about, and to learn more about working with you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's The Connected Golfer on Instagram, TikTok, and theconnectedgolfer.com is my website. That's where you'll find pretty much everything that's related to me, my story, and how I work with other people and how I can help you, go to the next level.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, Leo, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, appreciate you, Paul. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you listening, thank you so much for tuning in. I know you found tremendous value in today's conversation. Go share this episode with a fellow golfer. And as I remind you of what feels like every episode, there's so much wisdom in this conversation. Go listen to it again. Have a note-taking app or a pen and paper handy and take action on the wisdom, the insight that most resonated with you that Leo shared. And if you haven't done so already, it is greatly appreciated if you take 30 seconds to leave a genuine rating, review on Apple, on Spotify, wherever it is you are listening to today's episode. Well, thank you again for listening. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Hit them straight this weekend, and we'll catch you in the next episode.